With 16 senator judges present, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. In accordance with the rules of procedure on impeachment trials, the chair now recognizes the duly elected presiding officer to preside over the proceedings of the impeachment court.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President. If there are no objections, we shall dispense with the reading of the Journal of July 29, 2026 of the Senate sitting as an impeachment court and shall consider the same as approved. The clerk of court will please call the case before the impeachment court.
Case number 004-2026 in the matter of impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte.
Appearances for the parties.
Good morning, Your Honor. Same appearance for the prosecution. We are ready, Your Honor.
Thank you and good morning. Appearances for the respondent.
Good morning, Your Honor. Same appearance for the respondent accused. Thank you, Your Honor.
Will the lead prosecutor kindly call their witness for today?
Your Honor, may I request that counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Lorna Kapunan, be recognized.
Attorney Kapunan is recognized. Attorney Kapunan, the counsel for the panel of prosecutors, kindly call your first witness, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honors. Attorney Lorna Patao Kapunan, counsel for the petitioners under the direct control and supervision of the House panel of prosecutors. We'd like to call on our first witness, Your Honors, Mr. Roderick C. Wamil.
The clerk of court, through Sergeant at Arms, is directed to kindly bring and situate at the witness stand the witness of the prosecution for today, Mr. Roderick Wamil. Before you sit down, Mr. Wamil, clerk of court is directed to subscribe the witness, or rather put the witness under oath. Apologies.
Please raise your right hand. You, Roderick C. Wamil, do swear that the evidence you shall give in the case now pending between the Philippines and Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
You may sit down, Mr. Wamil. Your witness, counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Kapunan, you may proceed when you're ready with your offer.
Thank you, Your Honor. But before we proceed, senators, honorable senators, and presiding officer, may we flash on the screen page 2 of the pretrial order dated 29 June 2026. Please note from the screen that several admitted facts are stated in the said pretrial order. I call your attention, please, to page 2 of the pretrial order. These are the admitted facts for Article 1 on the misuse and misappropriation of confidential funds. I will not read them anymore, but I'd like to highlight certain admissions.
The lady may proceed for the guidance of the senator judges.
Thank you, Your Honor. As can be seen from the screen, first, the OVP, Office of the Vice President, had confidential funds in the fixed amount of 125 per quarter. The first quarter of 2023 is February 6 to March 29, 2023. For the second quarter of 2023, that is April 25 to June 30, 2023, and for the third quarter of 2023, which covers the period July 14 to September 30, 2023. Fixed amounts per quarter of 125 million.
You're referring to paragraph numbers 2.5, 2.6, and 2.7, Counsel.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Also admitted is the fact that Gina Acosta was the Office of the Vice President's Special Disbursing Officer, or SDO, in relation to the OVP's confidential funds for the fourth quarter of 2022, as well as the first, second, and third quarters of 2023, as can be seen on the screen. May I ask counsel for the respondent?
We confirm that, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Likewise, Your Honor, this honorable court presiding officer will recall that in the hearing last Wednesday, several stipulations were made by both parties, and in fact, upon the initiative of Attorney Poa, counsel for the respondent. May I just remind this court what these are, and they will be flashed on the screen for the better appreciation of this honorable court. Both the prosecution and the respondent agreed last Wednesday's hearing to the following stipulations. First, that the OVP issued 4 checks, all in the name of Gina F. Acosta, worth 125 million each on December 20, 2022, January 31, 2023, April 18, 2023, and July 13, 2023. Second, that these said amounts were paid by the Philippine Treasury for the account of the Office of the Vice President. Third, that Ms. Gina Acosta received the amounts of the said checks on December 20, 2022, February 6, April 25, 2023, April 10, 2023, and July 11, 2023. Likewise stipulated, Your Honor, that the said amounts were paid by the Philippine Treasury for the account...
Counsel,
Yes,
with respect to the last check, what was the date of encashment? You mentioned July 11, or is it July 16? Or should it be July 16? Kindly check your records. Because the encashment cannot be before the date of the check.
Respondent, what is it?
Kindly check the last check. Last 3 digits, 664. Counsel mentioned that it was encashed on July 11, 2023.
Come on, guys.
It should be, if I remember correctly, it should be July 16. Kindly check the dorsal side of the check.
Encashment. Honorable Presiding
Yes,
Officer,
yes,
the date
Counsel.
of the check is July 13, but the encashment was July 14 po.
July 14. Okay. Not July 11. I heard you mention July 11. Not July 11.
My
I
bad.
heard you mention July 11. Counsel.
My bad, Your Honor.
You may proceed,
That the said
Counsel.
amounts were paid. That the said
By the
amounts
Philippine
were
Treasury
paid by the Philippine Treasury for the account of the Department of Education Office of the Secretary. And lastly, that Mr. Edward D. Fajarda received the amounts of the checks on February 22, 2023, April 26, 2023, and July 13, 2023, which amounts to 112.5 million. Your Honors. May we ask counsel for respondent to confirm this?
Your Honors, I really don't want to make a big issue about this, but just on the first stipulation, Your Honors, please. We remember stipulating only as to the ability of the witness to identify the checks and to the authenticity
Of the checks.
of the checks. Now, I do understand where the counsel for the prosecution is coming from, but perhaps we could just refer to our records in terms of the stipulations made, Your Honors.
The presiding officer remembers that the authenticity and execution of the checks, as well as all the information contained therein, meaning to say the signatories, the payee, the amount contained therein, the date it was encashed, were all stipulated to by the respondent. In not so many words, counsel, you are correct.
Yes, Your Honor. As a matter of fact, not only the front side of the check, but the dorsal
Including the
side.
dorsal side, meaning to say the checker, the validator, the...
Yes, Your Honors.
Yes, they were all stipulated to by the respondent. You are
Thank
correct,
you,
counsel.
Mr. Presiding Officer. And lastly, Your Honors, please. As you can see in front of you, we have 15 boxes. 15 boxes of confidential funds. For this witness alone, he will be identifying 50 exhibits.
Are you proceeding with your offer already, counsel?
No, Your Honor. This is in addition to our proposed stipulation, Your Honor.
Yes, okay. Proceed.
Okay. This witness will be identifying 50 exhibits. The acknowledgement receipts alone for the fourth quarter of the Office of the Vice President will be 845 documents, Your Honor. And not to preempt testimony of the next witness, this next witness will attest to 3,664 documents, of which 3,617 are acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor. My proposed stipulation, Your Honor, since most of these documents, Your Honor, are not documents from the prosecution. These documents are the liquidation documents submitted by the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education Secretary to liquidate the 500 million confidential funds of the Office of the President and the 116.5 million of the DepEd, Your Honor. Just to emphasize, Your Honor, these are common exhibits. And if counsel, we can flash them on the screen. Most of these are common exhibits. For the Office of the Vice President, we have 14 common exhibits for the period December 21 to 31. For the first quarter of 2023, there are 6 common exhibits, 6 common exhibits as well for the second quarter of 2023, and 5 common exhibits for the Office of the Vice President, Your Honor. And this is a total of 31 common exhibits, Your Honor. For the DepEd, Your Honor, we have 6 common exhibits for the first quarter, 7 common exhibits for the second quarter, and 6 common exhibits for the third quarter, Your Honor. And here is where we ask for stipulation, Your Honor. Since these are prosecution exhibits as well as defense exhibits, and in addition to that, these are documents submitted by the defense themselves to the COA. by way of liquidation, Your Honor, may we request for stipulations? For the appreciation of the senator judges and the presiding judge, flashed on the screen are the exhibits we want stipulated, the prosecution exhibit numbers, and the defense exhibit numbers, Your Honor.
These are only insofar as the common exhibits are concerned, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, these are only common exhibits.
What does the respondent, counsel for respondent, say?
Your Honor, may we just ask for, and I apologize for having to request for this, but may we just ask for at least a 5-minute suspension so we can also concur with the prosecution panel and to check exactly what documents they would want to stipulate. Because, Your Honors, we have no problem stipulating, but we also, due to the voluminous nature of the documents, we just want to make sure we're also ensuring the rights for clients, especially, if there are questions on chain of custody, etc.
With the permission of my fellow senator
Just
judges,
5 minutes.
this is in the interest of abbreviating the proceedings anyway. Chair declares a 5-minute recess.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Alright. Attorney, ano po ba ibig sabihin kapag may ganitong mga klaseng stipulation na hinihingi ang prosekusyon?
Well, yung stipulation, kung magkaigihan sila, hindi na kinakailang patutunayan yan para may admission na. At maganda naman na ginagawa ngayon during the trial. But sa totoo lang, dapat noon pa sa pre-trial yan. Kasi nga naman, logical, parehong dokumento, ebidensya ng prosecution at saka depensa, di ba dapat nag-stipulate na sila noon sa pre-trial? But mukhang hindi nagawa yan eh. So, maari namang gawin during the trial. At maganda na ginagawa nila yan para sa ganun, mababawasan yung mga dokumentong kailangang i-identify, markahan, at hindi na masyadong tatagal pa yung proseso ng impeachment. So magandang development ito. At sana naman, ganito noon pa. At sana naman, magpapatuloy yung ganito na kung pareho naman ebidensya nyo, edi mag-stipulate na lang kayo.
At this point po ba, pwede pa silang mag-stipulate outside open court habang isinasagawa ng paglilitis? Ang problema kasi, di ba, nag-umpisa na eh. So, pwede pa ba yun na parang, kumbaga, kung pag hindi naka-in session ng korte, mag-uusap ang prosecution at defense together with the Senate clerk of court and say, can we set this particular date just so we can stipulate all these pieces of evidence?
Well, one, pwede mag-usap even during the trial, inside the court or outside the court. Kung magkaigihan, mag-agree yung prosecution and defense, then they will just manifest to the court during trial. Pero hindi na pwedeng gawin ito dun sa Senate Secretary who was presiding over the pre-trial portion. Kinakailangan dito na kasi tapos na yung pre-trial eh. Hindi na pwedeng ibabalik doon. Pero procedurally, pwede pa rin during the trial, kung iba ang paningin ng at mag-agree sila, that's welcome. Any agreement, any stipulation that will facilitate and expedite the process should be welcome.
So, kumbaga, time-saving itong ginagawa ng prosecution right now?
Yes, time-saving. At siyempre, i-assess din ng magkabilang panig ano bang impact nito sa aming depensa o prosecution. Kasi nga naman, kung i-require mo pa na ilabas yan, maisa sa publiko lahat eh. Baka mas lalong magigimbal ang taong bayan. So, they might come up with their own judgments before even matapos yung kaso. So, titimbangin nila yan kung wala namang masyadong epekto, edi mag-stipulate na sila para mapadali yung proseso.
And nakita natin, attorney, na the defense approaching the prosecution kasi humingi sila ng 5-minute suspension. I suppose to go over everything?
Titignan lang nila yung detalye. But pretty sure naman na magkapareho yan. Kung meron mang pagkakaiba, they trace it out and then mag-agree ulit. Maganda itong nangyayaring development na ito.
Yung mga nabanggit kanina ni Attorney Capuna, yung mga items na gusto niyang for stipulation, yung that the OVP issued the 4 checks, na said accounts were paid by the Philippine Treasury to the account of the Office of the Vice President, and that Special Disbursing Officer Gina Acosta received these amounts. Pero ito rin kasi yung napag-usapan already during the the direct examination. Bakit sa punto pong ito ginagawa ito?
Well, Tama ka. Medyo late na nga yung stipulation. Pero siguro gusto lang nilang isil ba na i-put on record. Kasi during kung maalala mo, yung naunang hearing, nung nakaraan, nag-testify naman yung mga managers ng bangko. So, these are bank records. They're all recorded. So, mahirap na for the defense to say, hindi nangyari ito, hindi totoo. And that's why, maginoo rin for the defense to say, sige, stipulate na tayo dyan, we admit. Hindi nga sila nag-cross-examine eh. So, ngayon, sinisil lang ng prosecution. Ito yung ating agreement dyan. So, inuulit lang nila para mas malinaw on record na stipulated na yan. Kasi ang rule, pag there is an admission or there is a stipulation, you don't need to prove that. It's already part of the records. Admitted na yan sa korte.
Although, bago nag-request si Attorney Capuna ng stipulation, nakita natin pumasok na yung testigo for today, di ba? At siya po ay nanumpa already. In fact, he's still there, seated on the witness stand. So, yung timing ba nito, attorney, is something that you would agree with? Or, I mean, of course, you said sana ginawa na lang ito before. Pero dapat ba bago pa pumasok yung testigo, sinabi na nila ito na magkakaroon sila ng stipulation? Or okay lang po na the witness is there habang all this is going on?
Pwede naman, kasi hindi pa naman sinasalang yung witness.
Okay.
Baka lang meron ding mga pinag-stipulate ngayon na parte ng testimonya ng witness. Pag nag-stipulate na siya, hindi natatanungin yung witness. So, as I said, mas maganda sana noon pa ginawa yan. But nangyari na, that's water under the bridge. But ito parang remedial measure at maganda naman na nag-agree ngayon, at least on some documents, some mga events, may stipulation. It's very helpful.
At do you think this will in any way affect yung kung baga magiging flow ng direct examination kay Mr. Wamil?
Definitely. Any stipulation will expedite yung presentation of evidence, whether documentary or testimonial. Ganun din ang cross-examination. Kasi nga, kung inadmit mo na yan, ba't mo pa isa-subject to cross-examination yung tinanggap mo na? So, nakakatulong yun both sides. And the overall desire and design of the Constitution na pag-impeachment kasi PIA, hindi ito pang matagalan. Dapat summary at mabilisan dahil number one, napakatataas na posisyon ito eh. Pangalawa, kung sakaling totoo yung paratang to protect the republic and public service, dapat matanggal sa pwesto kaagad para he will not cause more trouble. Kung sakaling not guilty naman siya, it's just fair naman at kinakailangan malinis ang kanyang pangalan sa lalong madaling panahon. So both ways, yung mabilisan and to terminate it, finish it as soon as possible, benefits both the prosecution and the defense, and at the same time, panalo ang bayan dito. Hindi masyadong nagkakaroon ng political instability at hindi napapasok yung mga delaying tactics at saka yung back to governance na tayo. Kasi this impeachment case is taking a lot of attention and on the part of the legislature, oras nila, marami pa silang ibang trabaho. Tayo naman, siyempre tinututukan natin kasi impeachment. Pero kung minsan, ito lang focus natin, nakakalimutan na natin yung ibang mga mandarambong din. So pag matapos sana ito, either way, ng maaga, matutuunan nyo na rin ang pasyon. Kayo sa media, taong bayan, COA, yung mga iba pang mga aligasyon ng pandarambong by other people.
Paano ba, attorney, dapat binabalanse yung request for the expedition of the process and yung pananatili ng integridad ng impeachment court? Kasi syempre ayaw mo namang sabihin na, minadali nila yan, so hindi nila napag-isipan yung kanilang desisyon. Paano ba binabalanse dapat yon?
Well, yung pagmamadali ho naman, hindi naman ibig sabihin na
Niratsada.
Oo. ang due process kasi, palagi kasi ito binabanggit, Pia, at magandang matalakay. Ang due process, ay ang ibig sabihin ng fairness. Ibig sabihin, bago ka maghusga, pakinggan mo yung nag-aakusa, pakinggan mo yung depensa o yung naakusahan, and then magdidesisyon. Hindi naman ito yung pahabaan, paramihan ng testigo. Hindi ho. So, due process can still be observed kahit mapabilis yung proseso. As a matter of fact, mas matino at mas katanggap-tanggap yung resulta kung magagawa ito sa lalong bataning panahon. Kasi ang main weakness ng ating justice system dito, napakatagal. Yung mga korte natin, inaabot ng siyam-siyam, nawawala ng mga testigo, nawawala ng interes ng mga taong bayan, tapos magugulat na lang tayo, wala pa lang nangyari sa kaso. Pangalawa, delay breeds corruption. Habang tumatagal yung paglilitis at pagdidesisyon, nakakatawag yung politika, nakikiusap kamag-anak, tinatakot, o kaya sinusuhulan yung mga nagdidesisyon. Ayaw natin yon. So sa lalong madaling panahon sana, madesisyonan na. So delay really, statistically, and all studies, social studies would show that delay in any process, including yung ating justice system, breeds corruption. Hindi maganda yon para sa ating bansa.
So very important to strike that right balance. Para
Yes.
ang importante rin at ang mahalaga ay makita ng taong bayan, di ba? Na gumugulong yung proseso at hindi masyadong minamadali at hindi naman pinapatagal. Yung tamang paggulong lamang.
Yes, lalong-lalo na sa impeachment, Pia, kasi nga, libre yung airtime eh. It is required by the rules na isa sa publiko ito. Ito lang yung isang trial na isa sa publiko. Yung iba naman, hindi eh. Yung nakakaalam lang, yung nasa loob ng court, walang media doon. So dito meron. Dahil may interest ang taong bayan dito, impeachment eh. So ngayon, dahil dyan, kuminsan, merong agenda yung iba, actors, whether the lawyers, the prosecution, or the defense, o kaya yung mga politicians, nag-grandstanding. Kasi libre eh. But para maiwasan din yan, maganda rin na sa lalong madaling para tapusan nila. Para sa ganun, yung personal agenda ng grandstanding o pamumulitika ay maiwasan o at least mabawasan.
Sabi niyo po, no, malaking bagay rin kapag may karanasan, litigation experience, yung mga, well, of course, yung sa defense panel, kasi these are talagang private lawyers, but like, for example, in the part of the House Prosecution Panel or the senator judges, na meron din silang litigation experience.
That's true. No. Whether the defense or kasi adversarial pa rin yung impeachment eh, you know. Each side will have to prove its own case, di ba? And what mga claims, and they will have to deal with evidence kasi it's a quasi-judicial at quasi-political. Kasama ng mga senador. Of course, hindi naman required na lawyer ka dapat, pero nakikita natin ang epekto, di ba? Kasi naging practicing lawyer yung Senate yung presiding judge ng impeachment court, na Senate impeachment court, si Chis Escudero, nakikita natin na mabilis siya mag-rule. Nakikita rin natin na inaaral niya yung kaso, even outside the impeachment proceedings, para kung magdidesisyon na mag-resolve na siya, malinaw yung kanyang basehan. So, nakakatulong yon. It is not required, but it is helpful. Mas mabilis yung kanyang pag-handle ng mga issues pagre-resolve.
At, well, nakikita natin no, na parang very quick rin siya to rule, I mean, when necessary. Pero sinasabi rin naman niya na parang yung mga ibang bagay na kailangan may konsultasyon with the other senator judges, parang minsan gagawin nila in open court pero madalas napag-uusapan rin in caucus.
That's correct. As a matter of fact, under the rules ng impeachment court, kung merong desisyon yung presiding judge at ayaw ng isa at kine-question, pwedeng pagdebatahan at pagbobotohan nila yon. So the more fair and well-studied yung mga resolution ng presiding judge o senator judge, hindi na yan ko-question ng kasama niya.
Alright.
At kinokokus din nila. Halimbawa, yung whether or not to grant yung motion to subpoena the documents, obvious naman na bago pa linabas yung desisyon, pinag-usapan na nila. Di ba, binigyan ng pagkakataon yung magkabilang panig na magdiskurso for 1 or 2 session days. Pero nung linabas niya ang kanyang desisyon, napag-aralan na nila. Pinag-aralan nila at pinag-usapan nila yan bago pa yung mga diskurso ng magkabilang panig.
In open court. Alright. Attorney, babalikan lang muna natin ang ating kasamahang si Joseph Morong na nariyan pa rin sa Senado. Joseph, etong 5-minute suspension ay para sa stipulation of documents. Tama ba, Joseph?
Yes. Yes, Pia, okay. Kasi, nandito na tayo sa pag-establish kung nagas ba ng tama o totoo yung allegation ng prosecution ng misappropriation or misuse ng confidential funds ng dalawang opisina na hinawakan o hawak ng Vice President DepEd and OVP. Kasi Pia, tingnan mo 15 boxes yan of documents. Dun sa isang set pa lamang, 845 na acknowledgement receipts. At saka yung isa ay 3,664, 3,000 plus doon ay acknowledgement receipt. So imagine mo kung iisa-isahin ng prosecution na ito po yung acknowledgement receipt noong December 2023, papakita sa ay baka abutin tayo ng siyam-siyam. Ang gusto lang namang ipakita ngayon ng prosecution ay in those acknowledgement receipts, meron mga magpapatunay doon na hindi ginamit ng tama yung pera. For example, based on the articles of impeachment na sinumite ng House prosecution dito sa Senate Impeachment Court. I'll just give you an example kung ano yung sinasabi nila na allegedly ay hindi ang paggamit ng pera ng OVP at DepEd. Meron daw umano na ginastos na 16 million pesos para sa mga safe house rentals lamang sa loob ng 11 days noong 2022. At ang lalabas doon sa audit ay 250,000 pesos ang binabayad nila doon sa rental ng safe house pa lamang. May isa pa. In 2023, nagpalabas daw ng 375 million itong ang OVP at 112 for DepEd. At saan ay mga hindi sapat o hindi sufficient, hindi sakto yung documentation at saka hindi maliwanag kung saan ginamit yung pera at unverifiable outcome. So ibig sabihin may ginastusan ka pero anong naging produkto nung alleged na paggamit ng pondo na yun. So that's basically Pia yung ginagawa natin gagawin ng prosecution ay ipapakita na yung mga disbursements ay hindi tama yung pagkaka-account. Ang sasabihin siyempre ng sinabi ng defense dyan ay yun namang notice of disallowance. Yung pong notice of disallowance ay pag tinignan ng COA, hindi pwede to. Hindi itong paggamit yun ng pera na to ay hindi tama at hindi yan dapat ginamit dyan yung pera. So yun yung notice of disallowance for the public. No? Pero ang sinabi nga ng defense ay hindi naman final yung notice of disallowance ng COA. So ito Pia ang ginagawa natin para lang mabilis nga tulad niya. Hello din kayo na kesa naman isa-isahin natin ito ay mag-agree na tayo kung ano ba yung pareho lang naman tayo para mag-cut short tayo ng time. Pia.
Joseph, linawin ko lang. Ito na ba yung mga kasama na dito yung mga acknowledgement receipt na pirmado ni na Mary Grace Piatos at iba pang mga personalidad na nabanggit noon sa House hearings?
Lalabas na dyan, Pia, yung audit observation ng COA. No? Pero dyan kasi makikita yung mga, familiar naman tayo sa liquidation. No? Pag binigyan ka ng pera, pipirmahan mo yan. Pero based on the articles of impeachment na sinampa ng House prosecution, dun sa mga 36 na resibo na tiningnan ng mga handwriting analyst ay pare-pareho daw yung pumirma noong mga resibo na yun. So this is a sample population of the acknowledgement receipts sa hawak ng prosecution, yung 36 doon based on the handwriting analyst, parang pare-pareho yan. So nandiyan na yung makikita natin itong sila Milky Sepuya, Kokoy Villamin, Mary Grace Piatos, yan yung mga alleged na mga hindi totoong tao daw. Kasi ang sabi ng prosecution, pag tiningnan mo sa Philippine Statistics Authority, wala namang record na ipinanganak itong sila Mary Grace Piatos, Milky Sepuya, sila Kokoy Villamin. So dito na tayo ang nakapila para dito sa prosecution witness ay Mary Grace Piatos. Pero ang tanong, meron bang Mary Grace Piatos? But this is the heart and soul, sulad nga na sa nitong sa attorney itong kanina, ay ito na yung ebidensya kung may papakita ng prosecution na hindi ginamit ng tama yung pera ng OVP at ng DepEd.
Alright.
Yeah.
At Joseph, habang ito nga ay nakikita natin sa ating live na kuha na yung mga miyembro ng depensa at miyembro ng prosecution ay talagang binubusisi nila lahat ng mga dokumento. Pero habang ginagawa nila yan, yung unang testigo na dapat sasalang sa araw na ito ay nariyan na. Nakaupo na siya sa witness stand, si Roderick Wamil.
Wamil, yeah.
Oo, siya yung former COA State Editor, di ba, Joseph?
Yes, according to Atty. Tongol, siya nag-prepare noong mga liquidation report na nagpakita na may mga questionable na mga resibo doon sa ginamit ng mga pondo from the OVP and DepEd. Ready na siguro siya pero siyempre yung mga papel na ipipresenta ng prosecution para kanyang i-testify to para may pasok bilang ebidensya sa korte ay inihanda pa. But yeah, siya yung una. Sabi nga nito, Atty. Tongol dito, kailangan ng pasensya kasi medyo mabusisi ito. At dito pa lang sa presentasyon ng direct evidence sa prosecution ay mahipid na dapat to, kumbaga masinsin yung paglalatag nila ng ebidensya doon sa alleged misappropriation and misuse of OVP. Paano pa kung magko-cross-examination? Kasi kumbaga, ito na yung ebidensya, kailangan kukontrahin yan ng defense. And nakita naman natin how they went to defend yung kanilang position sa Article 4. Doon sa pag-present ng mga NBI, doon pa lamang talagang 2-2. Yung last week lamang, bilang ang ginawa lang naman ng mga bank managers to attest na kami po yung pumirma ng pera na ganyan, wala nang cross as expectedly. Pero this one, we need patience, I think. Din kayo also, we need patience.
So yung mga sinisilip ngayon ng depensa together with the prosecution, ang assumption natin dyan na these are the same documents that Mr. Wamil will be testifying about.
Correct. These are audit reports that will show yung how the funds of the OVP and DepEd were spent. Dalawa yan eh. So I'm not, hindi ko lang sure kung saan sitong si Attorney Mawil, but he was the former co-official, but he prepared. Siya yung nag-prepare talaga nung mga disallowances. So pag sinabi niya na dinis-allow ko yan, the prosecution should be able to show why, based on what circular, but hindi ito pinayagan ng COA. And if that particular, and if that finding, and this is very important, is final. Ibig sabihin, bawal, dapat ibalik, di ba? Yung perang kung hindi tamang ginamit, dapat ibalik yan. Kasi ang position ng defense is that hindi pa naman yan final eh. So pwede pa namin i-appeal yan at pwede pang mapakita na hindi naman talaga na tamang ginamit yung pera na yan. So ang kailangan mapakita ng defense, ng prosecution dito is that there was a finding and that the finding was final at may kumbaga may liability, hindi man liability, pero may ginawa na yung OVP and DepEd. So asahan natin yan from Wamil from the COA. So ito yung siya mismo yung gumawa at siya makapagsabi bakit bawal yung expenditures.
So, kay former Auditor Wamil din natin expected or inaasahan yung testimonya tungkol sa mga, yung sinasabi ng prosekusyon na ginamit yung pera ng OVP sa mga red flag projects tulad ng yung mga sinasabi nila, no, yung mga Youth Leadership Summit. Sa kanya rin ba nakasakop yung testimonyang yon?
Dapat P. Kaya lang may isa pa rin, itong si Eileen Del Campo, siya mismo yung head mismo nung confidential funds unit ng COA. So the two, you'll be able to say, si Mawil will say bawal, and then si Del Campo, you'll be able to say hindi yan pasok sa confidential fund expenditures. Kung halimbawa sinasabi nila na mga Youth Leadership Summit, bakit confidential funds yung ginamit mo? So tag team to. But itong si Wamil will first lay down na ito yung mga findings namin, and then to support si Del Campo saying this is not a proper use of the confidential funds kasi these are 612.5 million na total fee. Yeah.
Alright. And gaya ng sinabi mo kanina, Joseph, kung nung date, nakaraang linggo, walang cross-examination, ito ang expected natin na mahaba-habang cross-examination and possibly more than one day.
Yeah, I think so. Kasi feeling ko baka tumawid tayo next week kasi dito pa lang kay Wamil, baka buti na tayo ng buong maghapon kasi trial lang naman natin hanggang few o'clock, di ba? We take a break mga 11:30 last time, 11:30 or 12 to 12:30. Whole day siguro to si Wamil, direct pa lang. And then tomorrow we'll continue, 2 more days. Siguro bukas pa tong si Del Campo kung hindi magiging mabusisi itong defense. But I expect na talagang toe-to-toe nga itong magiging pag-contest nitong defense dito sa abogado. If you notice, Pia, pagka medyo mabigat yung article, si Attorney Powa yung lumalabas for the defense, no?
Oo. So ito yung magiging expectation na natin, Joseph, as the trial progresses na si Attorney Powa, mas madalas na siyang haharap for the defense.
For Article 1, siya yung haharap dito. We don't know yet kung, siyempre, depende yan sa first configuration nila and yung decision nila. So 4132 tayo. Ang next ito, Pia, pero 32 days to, almost 1 month or more than a month na time ng prosecution para makapagpresenta ng 27 witnesses. So, but ang sabi naman ni Congressman Adjong, baka naman yung 27, hindi na nila ubusin yan, tulad ng ginawa nila for Article 4. But yeah, for Article 1, si Attorney Powa, versus tong si Attorney Lorna Capunan, who is the private prosecutor on behalf of the House Prosecution Panel, Pia.
At Joseph, ito yung nabanggit mo, they were talking about Article 1, di ba? More than 30 days, 31 days, di ba yung original na request nila? 31 trial days
Correct.
just for this article. Following yung original order, yung original na pagkakasunod-sunod ng presentasyon ng articles of impeachment. At Joseph, talagang sinadya nila, di ba, na ang Article 1 ay hindi yung unang pag-uusapan. Sinadya nila na yung Article 4, which was probably second to the last, or kasi 11 days lang hiningi nila, hindi pa nga natapos yung 11 days for Article
Correct.
4.
Naka-9 lang tayo dun sa Article 4 out of the 11 na originally listed nila na days. So, itong 31, that is reserved for 27 na mga witnesses. But according to Congressman Adjonga, ay hindi naman siguro nila ipipresenta lahat ng 27. But just to mention some of the 27 witnesses, no? Pwedeng lumabas dyan itong si Attorney Zuleika Lopez, pinag-iisipan pa ng defense ng defense ng prosecution kung isasalang siya. Siya kasi yung Chief of Staff, no? Ng Office of the Vice President. And kung papel at pag-uusapan, eh siya yung pumipirma sa mga papel na lumalabas sa OVP and even sa DepEd. Si Mayor Vizcatos, tingnan natin kung maging strategy ng prosecution dyan. Si Ramil Madriaga, nang sabi niya siya ay personal post aide itong si Vice President Duterte. Ang testimony niya sa House before is that ang sinasabi kasi 112 million ginastos in 11 days. Pero ang testimony nitong si Madriaga ay hindi 11 days po ginastos yan, 24 hours. At siya yung allegedly personal na nag-deliver doon sa ilang mga lokasyon sa San Pablo, sa Quezon, at saka sa Quezon City, at least 2 locations na naalala ko from the articles of impeachment, na hindi naman siya yung authorized na mag-deliver ng mga pera na yon. So, even si Attorney Michael Poa ay nakalista bilang prosecution witness. But itong dalawa, si Attorney Lopez and Attorney Poa, if ever tatawagin ng prosecution, ay may tuturing ng mga hostile witnesses kasi obviously hindi sila sa kampo ng prosecution, Pia.
Oo. At well, nabanggit mo, Joseph, na more than 30 days for Article 1. Eh, di ba, kakalabas lang ng survey, no, ang sinasabi. Pero ang sinasabi ng survey, more than Article 1, which is the misuse and misappropriation of funds, ang talagang pinaka tinututukan daw ng yung mga, well, base ng mga, doon sa respondents ng mga survey, ay yung Article 3 o yung bribery. Pero ito ba ay susunod na pagkatapos ng Article 1 or ihuhuli ba nila itong Article 3?
Number 3, Pia yan. Pero
okay.
8 trial dates lang yung dyan ipinila nila dyan. I'll just go through my notes do sa Article 3. So bribery yan, DepEd yan, at saka sa DepEd funds, no? So dyan nakita natin nung sa House naman na allegedly namigay ng monies in envelopes dun sa ilang mga opisyal ng DepEd, yung opisina nitong si Vice President Duterte. But 8 trial dates, ilan ba yung mga testigo dyan? So, ilan sa mga witnesses na papatawag dyan, yung mismo mga tumanggap ng mga alleged envelope. Ang involved dyan, Pia, ay somewhere between 12,000 pesos up to as much as 50,000 pesos in envelopes in 2023. So, yun yung mga involved dyan. So, if the public, I think, is interested, kasi pag sinabi mong bribery, ano lagad yan mabilis i-process na, okay, baka may crime, no? As opposed to maybe yung ibang mga technical term na grave threats and assassination, o kaya yung mga na ba itong tinatawag sa confidential funds. I think maybe the public would like to really know kung personally involved itong si Vice President Duterte, kung bribery yung pag-uusapan. But to answer your question, number 3 yan, pero that may take a while. And may pinag-uusapan din, Pia, na pwedeng i-abbreviate, no? Yung paglilitis. Ibig sabihin, tulad ng nangyari dun sa Corona impeachment trial, ay pwedeng maglaglag ng ibang articles. Itong prosecution, depende sa satisfaction nila. Kung halimbawa, okay na tayo, I think we were able to convince that the Vice President is not fit to stay in office, eh pwede na nating wag itakel yung Article 3, at saka 2. But as things stand now, dire-diretso pa. 4132, Article 4, Article 1, Article 3, and Article 2 tayo. Pero nasa second of 4 pa lang tayo, Pia. And nakakaisang buwan na tayo, by the way. So, August, no? 4 weeks na. 4th week na tayo dito, day 11, Pia.
Well, Joseph, habang ina-explain mo yan, nakikita namin rin doon sa live na kuha, no, yung dami ng kahon at yung dami ng mga folder na nakapatong doon sa prosecution table. Teka, lahat ba ito, Joseph, ay kasama doon sa titignan ng depensa during this, well, hindi na nga 5-minute suspension, lagpas na tayo ng 5-minute suspension.
More than 5 minutes. Pag Senate minutes, iba talaga yun eh. But ang sabi ni Atty. Kapunan dito ay 15 boxes yan, Pia. But I think out of the 3,000 plus 800, so more than 4,000 or nearly 5,000 documents, ang papalutangin lang dyan ng prosecution ay yung mga resibo na magpapakita na mga tao ba to na nakatanggap ng mga pera. So sila Mary Grace Beatos, tingnan natin kung saan yung kanilang mga acknowledgement receipts na yan. So you don't have to show, and I think din kayo sa can probably comment also, na hindi naman lahat pakita mo. Pakita mo lang yung mga relevant, no, na mga acknowledgements receipt. Kung may questionable na halimbawa dun sa resibo ng 16 million pesos na rentals, sino itong binayaran nyo na rentals? So, paano nyo na-liquidate yan, di ba? So, liquidation, I think, familiar din naman yung mga tao. Pag binigay sa'yo na pera, papakita mo kung saan ginamit. So, yan. So, I think papakita lang dyan yung mga resibo na questionable. So, hindi naman siguro lahat na to. Kaya ginagawa nila ngayon yan. Na ito yung, kumbaga, universe of receipts natin. And may papalutangin lang kami dyan bilang prosecution na ito yung questionable receipts. Yeah.
Alright. Joseph, wag ka muna bibitaw ha. Ipapasok ko na si Attorney Cayosa sa ating diskusyon dahil nabanggit mo na rin, no? Attorney, pwede mo ba ipaliwanag sa amin ni Joseph, ano nga ba talaga ang tinitignan ng mga ating mga lawyers, no? Ng defense lawyers kapag binubusisi nila? Kasi nakikita natin sa video, parang sisilip sila, tapos magna-note sila, tapos kukunan ng picture. Ano ba dapat tinitignan nila doon, Attorney?
Well, una, requirement kasi dun sa paggamit ng intelligence fund, no? Meron kang plano, and then either project, program, or annual plan. So may plano, and then i-withdraw mo yung pera, tapos gagamitin mo, then sunod sa yung plano. Pag nagamit mo yon, bago ibibigay dun sa magkakas-advance, merong disbursement voucher na may mga requirements. Pag nagamit na yon, magli-liquidate yung gumamit ng pera, mga resibo, at merong accomplishment report. So, ang nangyari ho dito, merong mga ganung mga records na sinasabi ng prosecution questionable. Ayun na rin sa COA, no? So yung defense naman, meron din silang sinasabi na itong mga dokumento nito, ebidensya din namin. Yun ngayon ang pinagtutugma nila kung pareho ba. So hindi naman lahat ng mga dokumento titignan nila. Titignan lang nila yung material and relevant, yung mga questionable lang o yung mga tinutukoy lang either by the prosecution or the defense. So, titignan nila yan. Kaya tumatagal ito, kasi nga, kung marami nga naman yung mga questioned receipts, halimbawa, o kaya yung disbursement voucher, kulang-kulang, o kaya yung accomplishment report na both sides ginagamit nila, yun ang kanilang titignan ngayon. So, talagang obligasyon lang ng mga abogado na titignan nila magkapareho ba yung tinutukoy na magkabilang panig na ebidensya. So medyo nagtatagal. Ito nga sana yung nagawa sa pre-trial, outside of the hearing proper. Para sa ganun, pagdating dito, hindi na sila magwe-waste ng oras para titignan pa ang bawat dokumento.
Alright. Well, what we can see now...
5, 4, 3...
Alright, si Joseph kasi, attorney, is gonna be reporting also maya-maya, no, sa Balitang Hali. Pero let us continue our discussion. Magpapasalamat tayo kay Joseph na nariyan pa rin sa Senado, pero babalikan natin siya mamaya. So, habang we are discussing all this, like we mentioned, more than 5-minute suspension already. Ang expected natin, nakikita natin yung iba mga senator, judge, attorney, tumayo na, palakad-lakad rin. But this is also time for them to discuss other things among themselves. Hindi naman bawal na makipag-usap sa isa't isa ang mga senator, judge.
At dapat naman nag-uusap sila para mabawas-bawasan yung obvious na hidwaan o division among themselves. So, it's good for them to make use of the time in better ways. Ito lang, in hindsight, nasasayangan tayo kasi nga, number one, maganda sana kung yung sagot ng Vice President nag-refer na dito. Hindi kasi, hindi naman siya mapipilit doon. Ngayon, pangalawa, Sa pre-trial, hindi nila nagawa. So ngayon, ginagawa nila sa trial proper. It will take a little bit more time, pero maganda rin para ma-abbreviate pa rin yung process.
So, Attorney, how long do you think this will take? Etong kanilang pag-stipulate ng mga dokumento.
Mukhang yung pinag-uusapan nila, 100,000 dokumento. Kung iisahin nila yan, tatagal talaga yung pag-stipulate nila. At obligasyon din kasi ng mga abogado, siguraduhin, pareho ba yung dokumentong tinutukoy nila?
Alright. And kasi syempre, they have to be very careful kasi baka balikan sila later on, di ba? Joining the director course, baka meron palang dokumento na hindi nila masyadong nabusisi, tapos babalikan at yun pala, hindi lang pala nila na-check ng maigi.
Oo. At hindi lang yon. Once na nag-stipulate ka, yun na yun. Pag tinanggap mo na yun nga, pareho kayo, hindi mo na yan pwedeng i-question pagdating ng panahon mo na magpresenta ng dokumento. So, it is just prudent for them to be more careful. Kaya siguro iniisa nila ngayon yung mga yan. Kasi nga, reports mga yan kaya makakapal, titignan mo lahat yung mga supporting documents. So, they can stipulate in general, but of course, titignan nila bawat page, bawat resibo, bawat report. So, dyan sila medyo magtatagal ngayon.
Well, this is okay. I mean, in the long run naman, di ba po, as gaya ng sinabi niyo, Attorney, this is also, kumaga time saver din siya. Na parang medyo magtatagal tayo ngayon habang nakasuspend, habang sila ay nag-stipulate in the process of stipulation. Pero dapat, pag umpisa ng direct examination, tuloy-tuloy na.
Well, correct. It is okay in the sense na kung mag-stipulate sila dito, talagang mas mapapaiksi ang trial proper, no? But it could have been done better. It could have been done in a well-managed pre-trial. Mukhang nagkulang ang Senado dito. Mukhang tinanggap na lang nila lahat, hindi na nila tinignan yung mga maaring mag-stipulate. Very obvious kasi common exhibits. O dapat hinikayat na sila sa pre-trial na mag-stipulate. Para sa ganun, pagdating dito, hindi na nila gagawin yung ginagawa nila ngayon na iniisa-isa.
Well, Attorney, kasama pa rin natin si Joseph. So, Joseph, eto ba ay pwede pang mag-adjust ang impeachment court at kumbaga parang for the next articles or for the next witnesses and documents, kaya pa ba itong i-adjust?
Alam mo, we would have to confirm, no, yung observation nitong si Attorney Cayosa na dapat kasi yung mga documents na ganyan ay dinaan na dun sa pre-trial conference. Alam ni Attorney Cayosa yan na bago tayo mag-trial proper ay pinag-usapan na kung ano yung mga evidence. But we will siguro mamaya, no, pag when may occasion tayo, kung bakit ngayon pa lamang binubusisi as it appears yung mga hawak ng mga documents nitong prosecution na binubusisi Chinachani rin ng defense. But just to give you a background, yung lumabas doon sa House Committee on Justice na hearings, no, I mean notice of disallowance. Ito yung babantayan natin, Pia, pag testify nitong si Mawil at saka isa pang taga-COA. 73.287 million pesos notice of disallowance budget ng DEP ng OVP, Office of the Vice President, noong 2022. Tapos 375 million merong disallowance of the entire amount, 375 for 2023. Doon naman sa budget ng DepEd, may critical audit observations for the 112.5 million. So, ito yung sinasabi ng prosecution na hindi tamang ginamit at hindi sa mga tamang mga bagay ginamit yung pera ng OVP and DepEd, Pia.
All right. Well, Joseph, as we can see, no, it's ongoing pa rin, no, yung kanilang proseso. And while we're speaking, si Ginoong Wamil ay nasa witness stand pa rin at nabanggit na lang natin to kanina, Joseph, no? At gaya ng sinabi ni Attorney, he's just seated there, but once all the documents have been stipulated, ang expectation natin ay tuloy-tuloy na. Joseph, may posibilidad ba na dahil medyo mahaba-haba yung suspension na ito, yung expected break na usually 11:30 or 12:30, baka iksian yung break na yon or baka i-forgo na completely yung break na yon?
Depende kung gaano kabilis sila matatapos. Kasi kung bubusisiin yan, we're 30 minutes away from yung dati nating lunch break na 11:30. But I'm guessing na pasimulan siguro muna to ng konti. Kasi nakakaya naman na bumukas tayo, tapos biglang magbubusisian, tapos wala man lang tayong maririnig dito kay Ginoong Mawil. So siguro papadamahin, papabibigyan ng konting pagkakataon muna itong si Ginoong Mawil na makapag-testify ng kahit konti, and then we break and then we resume siguro around 12:30 to continue until 3. So, andyan tayo, this is the process. Ito yung tinatawag natin na due process. Hindi porke may ebidensya ka ay ilalantad mo lang yan sa publiko, dadaan yan sa proseso ng korte, in this case, the Senate impeachment trial. So this is all good, di ba? Sabi ni Attorney Cayosa na parang due process, hindi minadali, hindi din naman nagpabagal ang sinadyang pagpapabagal, Pia.
Joseph, this is the second day na nag-uumpisa ng umaga ang impeachment trial. Curious lang kami, no, kung kamusta ba yung attendance dyan sa Senado. I mean, syempre nakikita natin yung center judges, but on the part of the public in the gallery. Kasi di ba, nung umpisa ng trial, the very first week, punong-puno ang Senado, punong-puno ang gallery, at kailangan mag-scan pa ng QR code if you're a member of the public and you would like to participate or watch live. So, kamusta naman ngayon, Joseph?
Kumbaga, kung ito ay isang sine, tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman yung mga nanonood dito sa Senate impeachment trial. But last time, no, may ilang mga senador na, at this is the pending issue, na-discuss nyo ni Atty. Tongol kanina, may pending issue tayo kasi yung ibang mga senador na naggagaling sa ibang medyo malalayong lugar dito sa Metro Manila, nahihirapan syempre sa traffic. So may request na gawing 10:30 instead of 10. Pero si Senator Judge Lacson, sabi niya, I'm okay with 10. Kaya ikinokos yan. Pero so far, hindi pa natin nalaman yung desisyon. Siguro bago tayo mag-break, baka sabihin na nitong si Presiding Officer Chis Escudero kung ano yung naging desisyon nila kung 10:30 or status quo tayo na 10 o'clock. Yun namang, kasi last time kasi magaan lang yung naging, kumbaga mabilis yung naging pag-testify ng mga taga-bangko kasi sinabi lang naman na sila pumirma, no? But today, hindi ko alam kung sasagad tayo sa 3 o'clock eh. Kasi nga mabusisi yung mga documents, thousands of documents. Baka sumagot tayo ng 3 o'clock but they have to cut ng 3 kasi meron sila na legislative session ng 4 o'clock. So, syempre, kailangan mo ng time din naman to prepare for the legislative work. So,
Okay.
Pia, din yung nagbaliktad tayo kasi nga to make way for legislative
the
work
rest
ng
of it.
Senate.
Okay. Pagpapatuloy natin to, Joseph, at mga kapuso, magpapatuloy po ang ating live streaming. Pero samantala, susunod po muna agad sa GTV ang Balitang Hali. Alright,
Nag-break
Joseph?
lang sila.
Okay, Joseph, pasensya
Yun nga,
na ha. Talaga nag-break lang muna tayo dahil nagbigay daan tayo sa Balitang Hali sa GTV pero nagpapatuloy naman tayo sa ating live stream. So tuloy-tuloy lamang ang ating diskusyon. Sorry Joseph, naputol ka namin. Nandun tayo sa punto na sinasabi mo na posible na ito magpapatuloy na ang impeachment trial. Well, hindi. Sorry. Okay. Iba pala yung napapanood ko. Okay, Joseph. Ang sinabi mo kanina ay posible
Sorry, iba
na...
yung monitor ko eh.
Oo.
Wait lang adjust
eto
ko
na.
lang
Okay. So, ang sinabi mo, Joseph, kanina na posibleng
Okay.
a few minutes of testimony and then another break. Pero like you said, the public, sabi mo parang sa pelikula, tuloy-tuloy naman ang kanilang pagtutok dito, Joseph.
Ang medyo nahihirapan yung ilang mga senators, P. Kasi yung iba galing siguro, I think, yung mga mata-traffic na lugar. So sabi nila kung kaya, mga 30 minutes later, pero hindi consensus eh. So may iba na nagre-request, 10 pa rin tayo kasi nga kailangan naman natin ng oras. Huwag naman tayo masyadong dumikit doon sa 4 o'clock na legislative work nila. Pero according nga to Atty. Tongol, siguro naman may decision today. Hindi ko lang alam end of trial at 3 o'clock or before we take our lunch break ng dito. But I think testify niya siguro nilang konti man lang muna itong si Mawil. Kasi sayang, nag-swear in na siya, nag-oath na siya, tapos biglang hindi naman natin siya maririnig. Ang pag-resume natin, 12:30 na. So, but we'll see kung gaano kabilis yung magiging pagtsatsani nitong magkabilang kampo na to, P.
Alright, Joseph, tanungin natin si Attorney Cayosa. Attorney, tingin niyo po ba aabot na tayo sa cross-examination sa araw nito or sa takbo nito baka hanggang direct examination lang muna tayo ngayon?
Baka sa direct lang yan, no? At also depends kung ilan ba dun sa mga proposals for stipulation tatanggapin. It will also depend how detailed yung double check ng magkabilang panig o at least ng depensa dun sa mga dokumento which are offered for stipulation. So, hindi natin alam, but definitely, very crucial ang witness ito. Ito kasi yung unit na nagsabing disallowed mga yan kasi hindi tama ang paggamit, hindi tama ang liquidation.
Well, Attorney, ito sakto. Nag-uumpisa na po at nagre-resume na po
Panahong,
ang
ginugol natin.
impeachment trial.
Para magkumparahan ng dokumento, I assure you this is time well spent because whatever stipulations and or admissions may be agreed upon by the parties will go a long way insofar as abbreviating the proceedings. Counsel for respondent is recognized for his comment to the request for stipulation by the counsel for the panel of prosecutors.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Your Honor, I would like to thank the Honorable Court for your patience as well. So upon consulting with my colleagues as well as the opposing counsel, the defense is willing to stipulate on the list of documents provided except for the acknowledgement receipts for the period covering December 21 to 31, 2022, because one...
What period is that again, counsel?
Acknowledgement receipts for the period covering December 21 to 31, 2022, Your Honor.
December 21 to 22.
To 31, 2022.
To 12/31, 2022.
Yes, that's correct. December 21 to December 31, 2022. That's
Okay.
correct, Your Honors. Your Honors, just for the information of the Honorable Court, although these were labeled as common exhibits, we marked them separately, and there are issues concerning these acknowledgement receipts that I believe will also be touched upon by other witnesses in the future, and for those reasons, Your Honors, we cannot stipulate on the same.
How many pieces of documentary evidence would constitute these acknowledgement receipts covering this period, approximately?
Approximately at least 900, Your Honors.
So that's about 900 over 3,000 plus. Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, correct?
Your Honor, please, just a logistics issue. I don't think they can hear us at the sound booth po.
Who can't hear you?
The ones flashing our screen. Are they okay? Okay. Just to address the query of the Honorable Presiding Judge, Your Honor, the acknowledgement receipts constitute 845 documents, Your Honor, for this particular witness and for this particular period, Your Honor. But for the next witness, Your Honor, they constitute 3,617 acknowledgement receipts.
In regard to the acknowledgement receipts that the counsel for respondent refuses to stipulate on, is it with this witness or the next witness?
This witness, Your Honor, 845 acknowledgement receipts for the period, 11-day period, December 21 to December 31, Your Honor.
So, in other words, all of the acknowledgement receipts that this witness will testify to was not stipulated to by the counsel for the respondent.
That's correct, Your Honor.
With respect to the others, it is so stipulated, counsel?
Yes, Your Honors. Other documents, you mean? Yes.
Other documents that
On the
are
list.
commonly marked are so stipulated and admitted by the counsel for respondents? Under Article 1?
The documents that are in the list of
Yes.
proposed stipulations, Your Honors.
Duly noted.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, you may proceed when you're ready with your offer. Unless you have other stipulations to ask
We
for.
have other stipulations, Your Honor.
You may proceed, counsel.
Secondly, that the office of the Vice President was allotted confidential funds in the amount of 125 million in December of 2022.
We are okay to stipulate with counter stipulation that this was approved by the Office of the President as recommended by the DBM, Your Honor.
What does counsel for the panel of prosecutors state?
No, Your Honor. Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
So yes.
In deference to the President. Yes, Your Honor.
So yes, the stipulation, proposed stipulation by the counsel for the panel of prosecutors, subject to the qualification of the counsel for respondent, is deemed admitted to and stipulated on. May proceed, counsel.
Thirdly, Your Honor, as can be seen on the screen, the DepEd was allotted confidential funds in the fixed amount of 37.5 million quarterly.
For what year? For what period?
2023, Your Honor.
Counsel for the respondent?
Yes, Your Honor.
34?
But again, with counter stipulation that under the General Appropriations Act, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
So stipulated, duly noted, Senator judges are duly informed.
That the fourth stipulation is that the Office of the Vice President and the DepEd withdrew their respective confidential funds quarterly allocation in full from the first to the third quarters of 2023.
Counsel for the respondent, what do you say?
We are willing to stipulate on that, Your Honor.
So stipulated, Senator judges are likewise so informed of the stipulation by the parties in regard to this fact.
The fifth, that the Office of the Vice President also received confidential funds in the amount of 125 million on December 20, 2022, which it used up in 11 days.
No
Counsel-
stipulation, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, counsel?
No stipulation on this matter.
No stipulation. You may proceed with the other proposed stipulations, counsel.
That the documents submitted by the Office of the Vice President and the DepEd were all signed by the authorized signatories.
Willing to stipulate, Your Honor.
What exactly does that mean, counsel for the panel of prosecutors? The documents submitted by the OVP were all signed by the authorized signatories, meaning those that signed the checks, those that received the checks. What about the acknowledgement receipts?
Also the acknowledgement receipts, Your Honor. The disbursement vouchers, the liquidation reports,
Including
the
the...
accomplishment reports, all of which they have already stipulated, Your Honor.
Okay. Is that clear, counsel for the respondent?
Yes, Your Honor.
So stipulated, duly noted.
Number 7, that the signatures above the names Gina Acosta, Julieta Villa del Rey, and Rosalyn Sanchez in the Office of the Vice President documents are their signatures.
We are willing to stipulate on that, Your Honor.
And lastly, Your
So
Honor,
stipulated, duly noted.
that the signatures above the names Edward Fajarda, Maria Runa Catalan, Annalyn Sevilla, and Gloria Humamil Mercado in the DepEd liquidation documents are their signatures.
Willing to stipulate on that as well, Your
So
Honor.
stipulated, duly noted.
Thank you, and we would like to thank counsel for the respondent for
Thank you, Your Honor.
the stipulations.
We would like to
and,
thank the parties as well for abbreviating the proceedings and assisting this court in so far as shortening.
I think it has saved the Senate judges 10 boxes, Your Honor.
How many in total again?
We have 15 boxes, Your Honor.
That's 2/3. Good enough.
Two-thirds.
Counsel may proceed with their offer for the testimony of this witness unless there are other stipulations. If there are none, you may proceed, counsel, when you're ready.